It's a very traditional Christmas cake. It's pretty sturdy, and you can make the same recipe we're going to make today with challah bread or any stale bread, but it's a great use up for candied bread, which is basically what panettone is. So this is basically just a simple custard recipe that you're gonna pair with stale bread, but for me, I'm gonna show you a favorite from my family, homemade Italian sausage patties. A great trick is to make a little slurry out of water and about a 1/4 teaspoon per pound, so this is about a 1/2 teaspoon, of baking soda. This makes the patties extra crispy. You're gonna season pretty liberally with salt. I add black pepper. I like a lot of black pepper. You can do a little or a lot. You're gonna add just a little scant scatter or about a 1/2 teaspoon or so of light brown sugar or cane sugar, whichever. A little sprinkle of sugar in there. Helps it turn nice and brown. And I put in about 3 tablespoons of wine. Vermouth I always have on hand. I keep it in the kitchen this time of year when I make seafood stews. If you use white vermouth, which is just fortified white wine, keep it in the fridge after you open it. And if you like to mix martinis, chances are you have some of this in the house, right? So a little splash. Then we're gonna do about a palmful of sweet paprika. Then we're gonna do about a 1/2 tablespoon or 1/2 palmful of granulated onion and ground sage. And I add 2 cloves of garlic. They forgot my garlic. Guys, bring out the garlic! And then about a teaspoon of fennel seed or fennel pollen, or a combination of the two. I love fennel. A little crushed red pepper in addition to your black pepper. And about a 1/2 teaspoon of dried oregano. Thank you, Grant. The cloves of Christmas. Isn't that weird? Don't you wish you had a Grant? Like when you can't find something, Grant just magically appears out of the pantry. Says, here you go. So we add our fresh garlic. And then to keep this together, I put in a couple tablespoons of flour. Doop, 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 doop. And then a little olive oil. Mix this all together and form it into patties. I'm gonna get these into a nice hot cast iron skillet. When we come back, we'll make the custard for the French toast. The panettone French toast that we're making today with our candied citrus bread, you can also make just with any stale bread or a nice loaf of challah bread. The custard itself has tons of flavor, regardless of what's in the bread, because we're adding citrus zest, and we're gonna add both vanilla and almond extract. To that custard, we're going to add 2 cups of 1/2 and 1/2 or cream. I'll use 1/2 and 1/2 because that's what my husband puts in his coffee. And 5 large eggs. So 2 cups of your cream or 1/2 and 1/2, 5 large eggs, about a teaspoon each of your extract, almond, and real vanilla, a 1/4 cup of sugar, and a little freshly ground nutmeg. So you whisk this all together. So I'm gonna soak 4 at a time. And then with all French toast, with all pain perdu, lost bread is what pain perdu means. With all French toast, you wanna cook over only medium heat because you want the custard to slowly cook all the way through. And I brush it with a little butter, and I get some syrup or honey. My family prefers Italian honey on this. And then give your bread a good soak and cook a few at a time until they're nice and golden. When we come back, I'll show you how to top them to serve. Look how gorgeous and golden that panettone French toast is. We use butter and warm Italian honey. And then the warm honey. Honey. And I like it on the sausages too. And then to gild the lily, we put a little finely chopped rosemary with more zest of orange and lemon. Yes. And then a little chopped hazelnut on the French toast.